everybody, I'm the Retro Nerd, and welcome back to another episode of Retro Night. And this time around we're playing Twisted Metal 1 for the PlayStation 1, and I'm going to be Warthog. If you remember a few months back, I said I was going to be playing this game, and, well, all we know is, back in March I was playing a whole bunch of Mega Man games, so I believe it was back in January or February I asked which characters should I play as. And my buddy Sal, my best friend, childhood best friend, if you hear me talk about Alan and say he's my childhood best friend, well, he's my first best friend. Sal's my true childhood best friend because Alan moved away when we were kids, but he moved back, so now me and him are hanging out and reconnecting, so. But anyways, so Sal, my best friend, recommended that I play as Warthog or Outlaw. So you'll see me play as Warthog for a little bit, and then I switch over and play as Outlaw. So Twisted Metal, another game I suck at since I haven't played it since I was close to my teens. This is like the first game I owned for the PlayStation. And I suck at it now because I can't drive worth shit with a fucking game that uses the crosshairs, or D-pad as some people call it. Either way, it's still the same thing. I can't drive worth shit with one of those games that requires you to use the D-pad. So you'll see me do a lot of bad driving in this game. I'm sorry, but if you remember the Vigilante 8 Retro Night, I did poorly with that as well. I think I was actually using the joystick for Vigilante 8. I'm not sure if it was the D-pad. Either way, I did a bad job at driving. But anyway, so Twisted Metal, the combat car tournament game. Pretty much whoever wins the tournament gets one wish from Calypso. So the whole point is, pretty much you just go through the whole game and play as the different characters and unlock their endings. And it's pretty much this combat base. You just drive around, use your machine guns, use your there's like weapons scattered throughout the game, like homing missiles, fire missiles that just fire straight. They don't home like the homing missiles imply. And then you also have special moves. Each car has their own unique special move. So Warthog, he shoots out 3 homing missiles, which is really awesome because his is like one of the most, I don't want to say powerful, but one of the best ones to use because they home, you know. Unlike all the other ones where you have to be either dead on or get a lucky shot in on. So with his, you know, home. With Outlaws, you'll see she actually, I think it's a she in this one. I think in number 2 it's a guy. I don't know, but either way, they both end up in the same split, the same area. But so yeah, with hers, she has the electricity attack that comes from the top of her car sirens on her police car. Yeah, she drives in a police car. Warthog drives in a tank, as usual. And what it does is whoever's near her gets hit with the electricity. So it does minimal damage. It's not as good as the one in number 2 where it lasts a little longer, so it takes a little bit more damage. I would probably prefer to play as her if it was Twisted Metal 2 or him, since I don't know, I get all fucking confused with which one. I think it's a Chicken 2 or Guy in 1. I don't know. I just know it's the same car but different drivers, but one was like the partner to the other. Some fucking shit like that. I don't know. The story gets so like effed up and convoluted. You're just sitting there going like, all you need to know is pretty much to, you know, I mean, there's some characters that return for the next one, and then like the ones that follow. And the main one that usually, the main 2 that actually usually stays, Mr. Grimm, guy on the motorcycle, and Sweet Tooth. Those are like the 2 that always stay in the game. I think there's one where Mr. Grimm does not appear, but Sweet Tooth has always appeared in all of them because, well, he's the mascot to the game series. But Mr. Grimm is, I call him like the second mascot. I mean, he's not as menacing as Sweet Tooth, but just considering how many of the Twisted Metal games he's been in, you know. So I kind of count him as like the second mascot. So, anyways, this is an awesome game. I have fond memories of this game so much with my buddy Sal. We would just sit down and play it and try to beat it with whoever we chose and try to make it to, you know, where you take on Minion at the end, which is, you see Warthog's tank, you see how small it is? Minion's is like 10 times bigger than that. His is like a big gigantic tank, and like you can like barely do any damage to him. But that's your whole goal is to make it to the last area, defeat Minion, and get your wish granted by Calypso. I don't know what else to say about this game, but it's fucking fantastic. I love this game to death. I'm glad I picked it up for the PlayStation Network, so now I have it on my PS3. I have this and number 2. I have to pick up 3 and 4. I also have Twisted Metal Black through the PSN Network, so be expecting me to play Twisted Metal Black for the first time ever. Yeah, I've never played Twisted Metal Black. Always wanted to, but never picked it up for the PS2. So when I play it for a retro night, you'll see me play it for the first time. So hopefully it goes better than what I did in Twisted Metal 1 and 2. But I can't wait until we get to 2, because that was like the game that got me into like Rob Zombie, because like they used his music for the soundtrack. Now, a weird thing is, like, I don't know if the PlayStation Network one, they had to put in new music for it, because I haven't heard one single Rob Zombie song yet. And he had a couple of them on the Twisted Metal 2 soundtrack. And it was just weird that, you know, I was hearing this music and not like Super Beast. So, but Twisted Metal 1 didn't have any Rob Zombie. Twisted Metal 2 did. I know Twisted Metal 3 did. It was either 3 or 4 that actually featured him as a playable character. So that was fucking cool. But yeah, so essentially this is the game that this is the game franchise that got me into Rob Zombie. Thank you very much, Twisted Metal, for that. But anyways, this is a fun game. I recommend playing it if you've never played Twisted Metal before, or Vigilante 8. I recommend playing both of the games because they're really fun and they're crazy, and you know, sometimes they can be really silly. And other than that, it's, you know, cars blowing up each other. You know, how more awesome can you get is like driving around with machine guns on a fucking cop car. And, you know, your special ability is a fucking like lightning bolt that comes out and like shocks everybody. It's fucking awesome. But anyways, I have been the Retro Nerd. This has been the episode of Retro Night, and I recommend picking up Twisted Metal as best any form. The original form for the PlayStation 1 through the PlayStation Network. If you have to go ROMs and emulators route, either way, I recommend playing any Twisted Metal game except for like probably Small Brawl and Heads On. But I recommend any other ones like 1, 2, 3, 4. I even recommend Black. I have to play the Twisted Metal one for the PS3. I have to play the Reboot series. So yeah, so be expecting a lot more Twisted Metal. This is just the start. So yeah, I've been the Retro Nerd. This has been an episode of Retro Night, and Retro Nerd out.